Allow me take this opportunity to welcome you back to this lesson of ours. Now in today's lesson we are going to look at sex determination in humans. So this is our subheading for today. We are going to look at sex determination in humans. Let us begin with the definition. Now sex determination is defined as the process by which the distinctions between males and female is established within members of a species. From there, we also have to know that the sex of an organism can be determined by either the environmental factors or the genetic factors. These two can also be used to determine the sex of any organism. So allow me begin with the environmental sex determination, or let's look at the environment as the factor. Now the environmental factors, here we have one, we have temperature, we have what we call the photo period, we have what we call nutrients, and many others. Now these factors can be used to determine the sex of some organisms, such as we can look at the nematodes. I hope you all know the nematodes. I have some reptiles. We have what we call a fish. We have even toads. These environmental factors can be also used to determine the sex of an organism. Yes, for example, in tortoises, we can see that the eggs laid and incubated in a cool spot below 28 degrees Celsius. Now these eggs hatch into males, whereas the eggs laid on a warmer spot, that is around 30 degrees Celsius, now these ones develop into the females. That is in tortoises or in turtles. Then that is what I can say about the environmental factors which determine sex. So allow me also go to what we are calling the genetic factors or the genetic sex determination. Now when we talk about the genetic sex determination, we are saying that in this system sex is determined by the sex chromosomes. In man and Drosophila, we are saying that sex is determined by the X and the Y chromosomes. Now after looking at that, so we have what we call a homogametic sex. Now in homogametic sex, this is one in which one produces only one type of gamete, i.e. with the identical sex chromosome. An example in female, that all females are homogametic. They produce only one type of gamete. That is the X chromosomes. Now in males, these ones are heterogametic sex, i.e. is one which produces gametes which differ in sex chromosome content. Now I think there we have looked at what we call the genetic sex determination. So allow me proceed. Now here we are saying sex determination in human beings. But before we look at this, we all know that in man there are 46 chromosomes. Then 46 chromosomes. Out of the 46 chromosomes, 44 are called the autosomes and 2 are called the sex chromosomes. Now when we talk about the autosomes, Autosomes are chromosomes that carry genes that determine other characteristics apart from sex of an organism. Let's back to our topic. We are looking at sex determination in human beings. Now we are saying there are 23 pairs of chromosomes in each cell of the human body. Now these 23, when you multiply them times 2, because these 23 are pairs, so when you multiply them times 2, you are going to get the 46 chromosomes I talked about. Now out of these 23 pairs, one pair determines the sex of the individual, and they are called the sex chromosomes. Now out of the 23 pairs we have, we are saying that one pair determines now I was saying that out of the 23 pairs of chromosomes we have, that one pair determines the sex of the individual, and this pair is called the sex what? The sex chromosomes. Now the remaining 22 pairs, because we said we have 23 pairs, and the one pair determines the sex of the individual, and they are called the sex chromosome. Then one pair out of 23, that means we are remaining with the 22 pairs. Now these 22 pairs are the so-called autosomes. Now these autosomes are chromosomes that carry genes that determines other characteristics apart from the sex of an individual. I hope you have got me there. From there, let's proceed. So we are saying that the gene controlling sex is called is carried in the reproductive cells on the sex chromosome. So we are saying that the genes controlling sex, or the gene which is controlling sex, is carried in the reproductive cell on the same chromosome. So we are saying that there are two. We are saying that there are two sex chromosomes. We have what we call the Y chromosome and the X chromosome and the Y chromosomes. Now these chromosomes occur in a pair to determine the sex of an individual. For example, we are saying down there that each gamete carries one of the sex chromosome. So in males, some of their sperms contain the X chromosome, while some contain what we are calling the Y chromosome. What I talked about, so the men are heterogametic. Reason being that for them they contain both the X chromosome and the Y chromosome. Then from there, so the Y only occurs in males. Then the females, we are saying that in females all the eggs contain the X chromosomes. What I talked about today, that all females are homogametic, meaning that they have identical sex chromosomes. As you can see there, that in females all the eggs, we are here in females, all the eggs containing the X chromosomes. From there we are saying that at fertilization, we are saying that at fertilization, a sperm fuses with the egg. So if the sperm fuses with an egg X, so the result of the offspring is X, and is a female. Then if a Y fuses with an egg X. Now the result is XY and is a male. Therefore, the male determines the sex of the offspring. Then from there, this is because the male produces two different sperms, that is the X and the Y, while the female produces only eggs with the X chromosomes. Now, we say that in males, for them, they produce the sperms with both the X and the Y chromosomes, while in females, they only produces only eggs with the X chromosomes. From there, we can have a note. We are saying that the Y sperms are more active and persistent than the X sperms. Now, this increases the chances of an ovum to be fertilized by a Y sperm. So, to every 100 girls, 120 to every 100 girls, 120 boys are born, but more boys than girls die at the same birth. Yes, allow me end here. I wish you the best. So let's meet in the next session.